Everything outside of you is you. Everything is you pushed out. The mind cannot comprehend of that which is not itself. The mind can only comprehend that which it is. Everything that you perceive, that you observe outside of your sense of self, is actually also included in your sense of self. You are just unconscious of it. All of the judgments you have of people, of things that you believe to be something other than yourself, are simply judgments of yourself. That which you judge, you are judging yourself. Everything is you pushed out. Coming to this realization, maybe a little confusing and hard to swallow, because there may be so much outside of you that you are uncomfortable with, that you find pain and struggle in knowing about the existence of. But you must come to terms and accept that everything that you are perceiving for a reason. And you are shown the things in life that you are most judgmental of, so that you can come to terms with them in this life. The parts of yourself, inside and out, that you struggle to come to terms with, you must come to terms with in this life if you want to evolve, if you want to transcend this egotistical sense of self in this life. I believe it is our mission to transcend judgment in this life. Because judgment is ultimately the opposite of love. And love is the truest, purest expression of our divine, beloved Creator. And it is my perspective that some of the most important work that we can do in this life is look deeply into the things that we judge most, the things that we fear most, and learn to come to terms with these parts of ourselves that are most difficult to accept. Everything outside of you is there for you to learn something. You cannot be fed, you cannot experience that which you are not. There's so much beauty inside of you, inside of me, inside of all 8 billion souls that are existing in human form on this planet. With that beauty, with that light, comes darkness, for we cannot perceive the light without the darkness. And it is your duty to look at the darkness within the self and come to terms with it. Understand that it is just as part of who you are as the light that exists within you. Once you come to terms, once you at least begin to accept those parts of yourself that are so difficult to confront, that we have a lot of fear associated with, life becomes quite a bit easier to navigate through. There's less judgment, less pain, less suffering, because we no longer judge ourselves. We can accept lovingly all that is without judgment, unconditionally accept all parts of that which we experience, because we know that it is simply a reflection of ourselves. And we understand, we know that we are worthy of love, that we are worthy of acceptance, that we are worthy of wholeness. We always have been, and we have only been deluded by the illusions that we have been fed, that we have programmed into ourselves. Look deeply into the things within yourself that you most fear, that you most judge. And it is your duty to unblock those fears, to understand why it is you judge yourself so much. This is some of the most important work that we can do internally and externally, because it is all but a reflection of who we are ultimately. The darkness wants to be accepted just as much as the light does, and it is just as worthy as being accepted as the light is. If you call yourself a light worker, it's a silly concept, because in essence that means that you only accepted half of who you are, and you are consciously not accepting the other half, which in essence makes the liked part of you understandable. So go in, do some introspection, and be conscious of the things that you have programmed yourself to judge so heavily in this life. Look into the things that you fear most, the things that you judge most, and ask yourself, why is it that you feel this way about these things? Anyways, hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope to see you here on the next one to listen to one of my nonsensical rants. Ciao, ciao.